I guess at this point I should probably start saying something. Sorry, I just bumped the mic there. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way. So the whole point of what I'm doing here is just the whole point of what I'm doing here is just working on the truck, and the reason why I'm streaming it is so that way if someone wants to learn how to animate, they can maybe catch on to what I'm doing with that. Getting it in game, they can kind of see some they'll just be able to see some aspects of what goes on, what goes into mod. At the very beginning there is deciding how I should attach the cover for what I'll be holding the spring on, which I was stupid and animated it beforehand, but I wanted to see it in game, so now I have this. And actually, I think I'm going to need to move this out more on both sides. Because of that, I'll have to move this up a bit. And the reason for that is because I'll make some U-bolts to go through here. Excuse all my sniffling, jeez. There's two ways of doing it, and you know what? I'll do it the simplified way. Not exactly the best, but you know what? No, I'll do it the proper way. I don't know why I keep clicking in the wrong spots. Cylinder. I just really hate making cylinders in 3ds Max. It's such a pain. Like just for Spintires, because Spintires works at such a small scale, and then you're required to make a little a cylinder that's at least 0.1 big in radius. What was the number? Let's change it to 1. Yeah. That's pretty lightweight though. And then again, these are pretty lightweight axles. Yeah. Okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with it. That's fine there. But again, I'll need to click on the correct thing. And drag it out even more. Probably about here. And up a bit again. So I can take all these segments out just to make it so, because I don't really need them. Just optimize it a bit. And I'll go about there. Put that back down. I'm shift clicking, like shift, and then I click on the arrow and drag, and that allows me to make a new copy. Just if you don't know, you've been wondering that, it's very useful. Okay, 8 segments. Now the way I do things is probably not the correct way. I don't care about polygon flow or any that bullshit, or it's not useful for me. I actually want 180. Again, it might be, but Spintires is it's Spintires. It's not a job. It's not. Yeah, looks fine in game, so that's all I care about. And in bend, we have the center, and I think yes. So we'll do here. Yeah, that should work. Let's see. That's good. .11, no. 0.105. We'll do 0.104 there. And take this. Shift click. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's quickly see this. Sorry about that. If you guys were wondering, that was my Facebook. So, yeah, not yours. Okay, so then what I'll do, take both these and shift drag them in the wrong direction. I'll actually only screw it, I'll shift drag both. So shift drag it to here. I'm just trying to think the best way to do this. That's why I chose to stream, not do a video. It's a little bit easier. And then you can come in and join whenever and just see what's going on, basically. Well, first of all, I'll flip it and bring it back down. Edit poly. I'm going to make this really short. And then make it wider. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I'll make it short with this. A little bit less than that, 0.3, that works. Okay, and this we do want on here. And then I'll shift click and make another one. Now I'll throw on an edit poly. Actually first, no I won't. 0.08. We just want to make it, nope, okay, 0.09. We want to make it just slightly smaller. And the number of sides we want is 6. Like that. Okay. Now, both of these can actually go. Actually, you can see there. This and that. If I push the correct button, scale up a bit. Okay. I did click on the correct thing. Edit poly. And what am I even doing? I'm pushing buttons, that's all. I'll just shift drag till it's almost out, as close as I can get it without it clipping out. That's good enough for me. Good enough for Spintires too. And I'm just gonna extrude it from here. And you know, to be honest, I don't need this tiny little ring here. I can just put this right down there. And put it up there. There we go. And then I can just shift drag that one over there and zoom in on it. I'll focus on it. Small nudge right here. There. Now I'll take. Okay. Just looks like it pops up, but it must just be it being retarded. I'll take this. Actually click on the correct button. I might as well add those in now. Okay, now I'm not going to leave these with a space in them either, that would be bad. So what I'm doing now is removing the faces, and then look at the, so there's a smaller gap between here and here than there is between any of the other vertices. So I can go and then weld them together. I have to weld too high and bring it up to 0.001. Now you can see that they're attached together, and if I click on this, the U part is one slot item and the bolts are two others. So there's that. And for the sake of it, that's not going to be quite right, but I want that to be a little closer in there. Now I can shift drag this over right here. And normally if you're building something and you want it to be really good, you center it and then you can work around the like flip things properly. So you know that, like, let's say this here, I moved it slightly, I think. So you know that, like, this U-bolt here, if I mirror it, like, I won't have a pivot point to mirror it around. I won't know what it is, but if I center it, I know what to pivot it, to mirror it across. Or if you don't mirror, you can just clone it, and then you know that this Z position is going to just be the negative position of that, and then you just have to position it after. Now I can just attach this and that together and slide it on over there. I guesstimated it. Now we just fit it in. Select both of them, move them over here, this axle. It looks like I got it pretty darn close, and then you just do a 180 there. Now it's positioned on there. I'll attach it here. Weird shading there now. I did screw something up. You've got to be kidding me. Now's the time I find that out. What did I do wrong? Thank you for finally selecting the vertex. Hello, leggy ass computer. Okay, so that's not right. I think I click on this. It's not actually. Okay, so that's that. So the vertex I'd need to move. So for some reason, this, oh my lord, its positioning is not very good, that's for sure. Well, that's irritating. Go on, undo all these copying and attaching. And it's as far back as I can undo, so just delete that. That was retarded. I mean, let's see. That is its own. Okay. Delete it. Occasionally you get issues like this. Hide unselected. What it is this king thing is being a douchebag, and of course when I zoom in it like for some reason it decided it would like cross attach, so that go there, and if it would stop lagging, this goes here. I'll try to make a simple freaking E-bolt, and all this happens. Okay. Let's see. I could just honestly do that. Whatever. I'll do it. That works. Okay. Attach. Not the right thing. Effect pivot only, center to object, and then effect pivot only, and we're gonna center the pivot there. Rotate it 180 degrees. And one side's lower than the other. See, do you notice it looking at here? Not really. Good enough for me. Attach. Right about there. Okay, so now I'll remove the skin. This is where I'll have to reanimate. I haven't UV mapped this at all. I'll add that on and that on. Now I'm just going to reset the X form, which also resets transform and scale in doing so. And this just gets rid of any issues I may have. Potentially, at least. Let's skin it. Sorry if you can hear my parents talking. Okay, this one's relatively easy because I can edit with just vertices. Envelopes isn't any harder, but sometimes it takes more time to get what you want. So I'm just selecting the bones that I have set up for each axle. So I have a bone on this axle, a bone on that axle, and a dead bone in the center. And same thing goes on the back. And this dead bone, this is the rear axle here. I'll do all the axles first. Bone 5 is back there apparently. Bone 6 there. Okay. Bone 5 is my dead bone. It basically tells any parts that I have set to 0 to not move. That's its only point. If you don't have anything that's using it, like those vertices, then they just move anyways, because, yeah. There's probably a better way to explain it, but, so there's that. Now the U-bolt moves with the axle. And of course, if you extend it too far, it'll go through. Which actually, that might be the case. I didn't think about that. That will be the case, won't it? Where my axle's gonna sit, probably about there. Okay, so I'll edit these now. This is editing with envelopes. Okay, so I'm gonna make this one bigger so more of these won't move. Go to this one, make it bigger. I did like how it curved, but sorry about all these notifications, guys. I apologize. I should really have them turned off when I stream. Do that. In theory, this should work. In practice, probably not. There will be some other issues, probably. It's not that bad now. It's better than it was, and that I can tolerate. But because we did it on every axle, and every axle will be slightly different, it's less tolerable, but harder to see still. That doesn't even stay completely attached to the axle, so that one needs to be fixed. And same goes for that one. Okay, so to fix the front, I'm going to take this front bone, edit, and I'm just going to take the outer ring, move it in a bit. Let's see if not really the curve that I want to see. Out here it looks okay, but it's not the curve I want to see still, but it does solve that issue, and we'll make sure on both bones. Okay, that I can live with. I have the editor open here. As you can see, this is the model before. One thing I added before I started the stream was a plate like what this one has over here, even though I have a plate going straight across. The back ones are going to be stronger than the front ones, mainly because I can't have a plate going straight across here because the engine is there. So is this necessarily the best way to hold on suspension? No, but it's a video game, so whatever. And there would be other ways, like most likely not only having this but having it go underneath, having other supports, and they might actually not have this plate, they might weld directly to the frame, but it works in my case. So I haven't tested it through the editor yet. I've only just put it in here, so now this will be an experience. I put it in game first, and actually, well, let's say open XML file. Let's get this open. I can close those. Close all these extra little files. Lots of fence things open. And I'll go into my config. Control X and Control V, save it. Okay. Now we should be able to just take this and export it if we did everything correctly. Quick access, Spintires, back out one folder, combine tools, media, mods, this one, here's Trex, X file, API save, and I also removed the 4x4 version of this mod, because I want to have this is like it's still posted up. I mean, but I removed it from this folder so that way I don't have to deal with duplicates of the 4x4 mod. I only have this 8x8, and because the way I want to post it is actually the 4x4 and the 8x8 like separate from each other, because this one I might do other things with for add-ons and stuff. So, and I find it's a little cleaner to not have a pack. But just after working with the Mancat, it's all a pack. It's not released on the workshop, but it's a lot of effort to sort through 15 files and get the right one. Like sometimes I misclick or whatnot, so it's just easier to do this. Not the best reason, yeah, I know, but it's less cluttered. The naming system can also doesn't need to be as like in detail. So for like the frame, I don't have to say like King's KM0460 8x8 cab or frames, or not cab, frame. Right, I don't have to go that far. I can just say I don't know. Wow, I don't remember exactly what I did on the other vehicle, to be honest, but yeah. Naming system can be shorter. I don't need to specify it's the 8x8 version. And in all reality, I don't even need to specify that it's the KM0460. Struggling to remember that name now. But anyways, that's exported, right? Yes, it is. So I believe if I just open up another mod, where am I going? Open up the 4x4. Yeah, that's okay. I need to rename those things. Other than that, those appear to be on there. If we unpause it, it'll sit a little lower. So yeah, that's that. The frame is going to need to be retextured because it was extended and bars were removed and whatnot. The cab won't need to be. Wheels won't need to be. Suspension definitely will be. But for the sake of it, let's test it out. This is the 8x8. We'll publish mod. Private. KM0460. Let's make this capital. KM0460 8x8. I want to see because I want to keep the naming structure. Don't have a description yet. Initial. We'll do initial test here. No, I know the stream really struggles when I do this, but I'll need to go. Workshop. I don't know what these things are. I think they're just other mods that are in there, other mod folders for some reason. You weren't supposed to be on that screen, whatever. Are you done yet? I guess. Reload. There you go. Yeah, so one of them was one of those folders of mine. Alright. And subscribe. I don't have the wheel set up today. Okay, subscribed. Yes, oh yes, YouTube. I know the video output is low. Play, and for the fun of it, let's take it straight into Overland. Alright, I need to change the string, obviously. That's normal though. That's just the editor. When it publishes it, it changes the name, and then you need to go in the strings and change it yourself. Unless it's supposed to automatically do it, and I screwed something up. First freeze. And sorry for it being so loud. Settings. Some more lag. Still lagging. There we go. Suspension's not here. I know the reasoning for that. I'll have to exit. And go into the editor. Minimize that. Meshes, trucks, 8byte.xml. Okay. XML file. What do I have this stuff named as? I'll have to change it properly. You know what? I'll actually just change it in here. Susp and springs, and this I'll call susp2, or really this should be attached to the frame. That's the CVT. Would you please select the frame, you picky bugger? Thank you. I'll add that. Both of them have been added, yes. Export. 8byte. Save. Yes. Okay. Now I gotta go through the publishing again. Converting textures. Okay. The stream isn't done. Come on, YouTube. Thank you. Okay. Here. It's just if I sit there, it doesn't send out anything at all. And so, yeah. There's that, and we'll do the quick launch. My supper should be ready soon, so at that point I'll stop the stream, and I'll probably resume later while I'm talking to Spun and everybody else in the chat. So, but first we gotta test this. I ain't leaving until I test this. The textures are gonna be all borked. That's, yeah. But I just wanted to get it in game. It's such a small engine, especially for an 8x8. And I don't have axles put in. My sorry, there. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna try and attempt to put in the in-game axles. But as you guys can tell, like, I'm gonna change the suspension settings on here as well. Right now they're pretty much the same, except it's just lower, so it'll clip a lot, right? So I'm maybe gonna change the amount of travel it can actually have, lower it, because it's clipping through the exhaust a lot. Unless I rewrote the exhaust, but it's a little bit more work, and it kind of has to be like that to get around the frame. So hey, Yandiel, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, there's a Yandiel. I'm sorry, I don't know, but hello, thanks for joining in. So the bed obviously isn't in the right spot. Well, it is in the right spot. I'll just have to make a new bed for this, extend it further back. The air intake will work still. These must be the new ones. And those would be the old ones. I might have to go and change the names of these ones so those don't pop up. Another notification. The carriage is also completely wrong. Like, everything's wrong. I haven't changed anything else other than adding in these wheels. But that's not going to work out, is it? This is going to be funny. And I ran into a wall. Anyways, though, I'm going to go have supper. I'll hopefully stream again tonight. If not, I apologize for it being so short, and I'll try to do another one soon with hopefully some more progress on this rather than, you know, small things. But I will see you guys in a bit, and thanks for watching.